Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2 at St James Park. That place has been absolute hell for Arsenal for God knows how many years. It's always been a difficult place to go to for Arsenal Football Club because it's very hard for us to get a win or any sort of result over there. I know that in the 22-23 season, I think that it was probably the last time Arsenal were able to get a result at St James Park, or maybe even 23-24, where Gabriel got the winner in that game as well. But to be honest with you, this game was quite difficult. Yes, this is the post-Isak era, but they were always going to make life hard for Arsenal because Eddie Howe, in my opinion, is a good manager. He sets his team up quite well, especially defensively as a unit. And it was very strange, to be honest with you, because they were putting a lot of crosses into the box. And to see Tonali's cross to their new striker, who is 6'6" tall, probably like he's a tall lad, and for him to get the header, basically the new Peter Crouch essentially, and get the goal for them, it was good from Walter Maid. And to be honest with you, I think this season might be a bit difficult for them because obviously to lose Isak is a big thing, but I think with the players that they have, they should be okay. They should probably get around it. Will they get into the Champions League again? Probably not, but they've managed to give a good game to Arsenal. Other than that, from the lineup, there has been some changes. Obviously with Saliba, with his injury, it's quite clear that he's not 100% fit, so which is why we can say that Mosquera is playing, and Mosquera's done pretty well so far. However, with the goal that they scored, you could argue that was maybe Gabriel's fault or Mosquera's fault because they just weren't able to clear it. Obviously he's a really tall lad, but still, with the quality of defenders that we have, especially with Mosquera, I believe we should have done a lot better. I thought with Trossard starting this game as well, I thought it was quite strange for me, but I think that's something we are going to come to expect. I don't think Trossard this season is going to be playing that sort of guy coming off the bench as much as we may want him to. I think we might expect Martinelli to do that a whole lot more often. And we saw Eze play down the middle, and I thought Eze today, we see why he's there. We see why they say in terms of low blocks, he's the guy to sort of unlock Arsenal. And I think we see a big difference from him and Martin Odegaard. And Martin Odegaard, I will talk to in a second. Obviously with Saka starting this game, for me, I just don't think he's 100% there. He's trying to do some things where, beat players and this and that, but I still think that he's not 100% quite there. And we've seen that he was taken off, which was something that's very surprising. He's a player who Mikel Arteta always loves to keep on the field quite a lot. I mean, we remember very famously he was playing against Preston, so we know how highly he is rated at Arsenal. But for him to come off is a good thing because we're not messing around with his injuries or his fitness, so that is a great thing for me to see. And obviously when Martinelli came on and we had so many other substitutions like Miles Skelly and Odegaard. With Odegaard, I thought when he came on, he changed the game. I thought some of the passing he was doing was really good. I thought the pass he did reminded me a lot of, the natural number 10s, like the Ozils and stuff that he did to Miles Skelly. And I thought Skelly should have finished that, to be honest with you. Yes, he done the right thing in squaring it, but I thought with the position that he was in, I instantly think of myself of players that are in that left-sided area of the box who just smack it with their left foot. And maybe because MLS isn't naturally left-footed, or well, maybe he is, maybe I'm just a bit wrong, but I thought he should have been able to score that goal. And I think with Gyökeres, I think it was a tough game in the sense of he had a big matchup with the defenders. We all know how hard they play at Newcastle, especially defensively, and how structured they are. And with Sven Botman and Dan Burn, we know that they're two very good defenders. I hoped that Gyökeres would have been able to score today, but whatever happens, what can you do? And why I say, when Mikel Moreno came on and he got that equalizer, we can see he is really truly in form. We can see why he has started so many games. However, maybe coming off the bench might be a good thing for him because for Arsenal it provides a different dimension. It provides something new that the opposition hasn't seen. And I get why Mikel Arteta was trying to play Moreno more often because he's so on form. He scored so many goals both for Arsenal and for the international team. However, in this case, I just think that maybe with Gyökeres, he's clearly the guy. Maybe a bench role or him coming on to change things up maybe might be the right thing for him to go. And I think with Gyökeres, I think it's just a matter of time, I think, before he really kicks on and really figures out how to do things with oppositions. And with Mikel Moreno, what a goal from a set piece, fantastic. I think Declan Rice has been absolutely running ragged this whole game. He's been running left and right and all around, and especially when they were one-on-one. Some of the clearances he was doing was really remarkable to see. And when Gabriel Magalhaes got that goal, I was so elated. I was very happy because, you know, it's nice to get a goal in the last minute. It really boosted momentum. And might I add, right, and it was very important for the context of this game because Chelsea lost, Liverpool lost, Man United lost. So it was really important for Arsenal to essentially get the points because we need to capitalize in the league. We need to make sure that Arsenal are in the running for the Premier League and making sure we take our chances when other teams slip up, especially when Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace thanks to Eddie Nketiah. You never know, Eddie Nketiah is still doing us favors. I think throughout the game there was some frustration, especially with the amount of shots we had, and maybe we could have scored more goals. I mean, we had 20 shots compared to their 8. We had way more possession and 64% of possession, but however, it just wasn't really happening for Arsenal Football Club. And the good thing around this whole game is that we are 2 points away from the top from Liverpool Football Club, which is fantastic. We need to be around that. We need to try and get to the top of the table as soon as possible, and the only way we could do that is to win our games and to win when other teams slip up. And that's how you do the things. It's like someone famously once said, it's when you play bad and you still find a way to win the games, that's what champions are made of. And that's what Arsenal, essentially for me, although they haven't played bad, but while things look lost, they were able to finally get a win, especially from the last dying embers of the game. So overall, fantastic game. Happy to see what we've done against Newcastle. We've got some very tough away fixtures out of the way, such as Old Trafford, Anfield, and we've got St James Park out of the way. So I'm very happy with regards to that. So don't get me wrong, there's still tough games to go, especially like moving forward in this season. But overall, great game from Arsenal today. Anyhow, please let me know what your thoughts are on the game against Newcastle. Maybe Arsenal didn't do too well. Maybe you thought maybe other players weren't up to scratch. Anyhow, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.